Greetings and welcome back to Acadian Comics. I'm your host, James Fondren, and in this episode, episode number 2 of Wizard Wayback, I had to remember the name, Wizard Wayback, we're going to look at Wizard 200. So this came out in 2008, so we're kind of into the MCU, and I know we're going to do another Wizard Wayback, where we look at the top 50 best comic book movies ever, prior to the advent of the MCU and the first release, which was Iron Man, starring Robert Downey Jr. in 2008. But without further delay, let's get right into it. So Iron Man became a thing, you know. Iron Man was on the scene. It was huge. It was big. Great success. And as I mentioned in the other my first episode, or episode 0, I guess we call this episode 1, featuring Wizard number 200, I'm gonna, basically make a clarifying statement that, this is a very casual look at this magazine, and I am by no means an insider, don't have any inside scoop, just strictly looking at this from a fan and someone who really admires great comic book art. So, yep. An ad for Michael Turner's Soulfire. Yeah. These are different stories from the staff members of Wizard and interesting to see the different artists that were contributing to it, and they drew their part. So this is from July 1991 to now. I mean, to this issue in 2008, this 200th issue. To the 200th greatest comics in Wizards history. Vertigo's Why the Last Man, number 1. Then they have all the other ones. Yeah, it's cool. It's going to take a while to get through this. The Death of Superman, Superman 75, issue number 75. Captain America, Volume 5, issue 25. That's where he's killed. Kingdom Come, number 4. Mark Waid, Alex Ross. Spawn, number 1. I just got the facsimile of that. Wow, now they're just going to start listing them. They're not even going to show you the pictures of the covers. So yeah, this is going to go on for a couple pages. Witchblade number 1. Michael Turner. Artist Michael Turner. Yeah. Soulfire number 1, 198. Last Man Standing. Check that out. Comics Triple Threat. Brian Michael Bendis, Jeff Johns, Jim Lee. Oh, it's an interview. And then, they're asked about their experience in the early 90s. Image Comics. Prevalence of trade paperbacks at the time. And don't get me wrong, there's still lots of trade paperbacks, and there are new trade paperbacks being released every week. There's a special rack at Midtown Comics for that. Wizard World Philly. Special guest Marvel editor-in-chief Joe Quesada. Joe Quesada, his first cover was number 22. I'd like to get some of these older issues of Wizard magazine if I could. Alex Ross. I had this one somewhere, but I think it's back home, not here. Michael Turner, J. Scott Campbell, here. Michael Turner, number 63. Ed McGinnis. Ethan Van Sciver. Let's read about Ethan's cover, okay? And I actually, just to show you guys, just to show y'all, I have this one. And when I go next month, or actually in a couple weeks, to Garden State Comic Fest, in like 2 weeks, I'm going to ask him to sign the cover of this. Be kind of cool. But let's read his interview and his statements on this real quick. So, Ethan Van Sciver, Wizard 130. For his first cover of our mag, Wizard 130, the Green Lantern artist was given a weekend to deliver a new X-Men themed cover. Van Sciver delivered an image that surprisingly doesn't rank among his favorites. It says right here, I really wanted a Jean Grey cover and tried to talk Wizard into that, Van Sciver says. But at the time Wolverine on the cover probably sold an issue of Wizard easily. I was told to draw an extremely pissed off, ripped to hell Logan. I was still fighting the traditional Wolverine here. The classic definitive Adam Kubert drawn Wolverine was what everyone else was doing, and I wanted to find my own version. This cover is, in my opinion, a failure. He looks hideous. He's not one of my finer moments. And look, I didn't even understand how bullets worked back then. There's shell casings popping out of him. And that's, now that I've shot a few dozen people, I know better. But it is all part of being a comic artist. You learn as you go, and unfortunately sometimes it's all done in public. Getting to do a Wizard cover meant that my work was finally getting noticed. It was a thrill to be asked, and it was one of those checks on my checklist. Beyond the cover of Wizard. That was not only an honor, but was reassuring to me that I might have a future in comics after all. So, where does he have the casings? I don't mean to draw attention to this, but the casing, the shell casing. Oh, I see. I've looked at this several times, and I never noticed this. I never noticed that these were shell casings. And then, if you fire up a gun, this is going to be ejected out of the port of the magazine, and it wouldn't actually be in the skin, but the anatomy's awesome. Like the deltoids and shoulder and bicep, the tricep in the back here, just the anatomy here in the neck. It's great. So no, you didn't do a bad job, Ethan. It's still incredible. I mean, so what? There's some shell casings in his skin. It's like, well, who knows? I thought they were, honestly, when I first saw this, I didn't even think about that. I thought they were like tranquilizers. I thought he was like tranked. See, you could have just said they were tranquilizer casings, and people would have bought that, and you wouldn't. But that's okay. That's okay. It's someday I want to do a review of your Comicscape books that I have, Cyber Frog, and I can't wait till Fearsome comes. Fearsome is on the way. I can't wait till that prints and I get it. Yeah. Liefeld leaves Image. September 4th, 1996. Oh, look, the most controversial moments. Batman gets his back broken. Yeah. Frank Miller. Blade. Yeah, people don't give credit where credit's due. Blade really did, it really did get things going, and where it wasn't just a Batman movie that came out. It was something new. The most controversial people, Mark Waid. Gotta fix it now. Fix it now. Jim Shooter. I don't know any of these people, but I do like the stories about them. I like listening to different podcasts and channels from artists, actual comic book veterans, and they talk about these people and their stories and anecdotes, and it's really interesting to me. It really is a privilege to have that kind of inside baseball stuff. Oh, that is sweet. Look, it's McFarlane Silvestri. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, and I sure hope this is translating on the page. Look at a young Rob Liefelder. Jim Lee. McFarlane. Yeah. Yeah. So cool. The players. Look, you got all the players here. You got McFarlane, Jim Lee, Reifeld, Larson, Silvestri, Valentino. Yeah. Leaving Image. Yep. The best art piece they've ever commissioned. This will be cool. Let's see. The new DC. Look at that. Alex Ross. Check that out. This Edward Hopper inspired. David Finch and R.T. Bear. Look at that. That's cool. That's a cool retrospective. I might have to ask him about that one day. Not the only way I can get an answer is send a super chat, but that's okay. I'm willing to do it. I'm subscribed to RT Bear's channel on YouTube. It's art. You just go look up RT Bear. Go look up David Finch. He's got a YouTube channel too. That's what's great is that's an unparalleled level of access you never had before. This is how you got your information. This is how you got to see, like, without having to buy every single comic or go to a comic shop, you could see what was going on in the space. And it made it accessible to the masses. Okay, and the villains. Look, they did like a Sopranos riff. They're on the boardwalk in Jersey City. In the Jersey Shore. The villains by David Finch and R.T. Bear. This is so cool. I want to ask them about this one day. Tic Tac Logan. Tic Tac Logan. That's funny. Who drew this? Kevin McGuire. Okay. Tic Tac Logan. Too funny. Wait, what's this section? I don't even know what this is. The Ultimate Geek Quiz. Oh, that is a good... I'm going to see if I can find one I know the answer to. Okay, I know the answer to this one. Number 4. Who supplied the comedy relief in Sylvester Stallone's magnum opus, Judge Dredd? A. Rob Schneider. B. Dana Carvey. C. Jim Belushi. D. Stallone himself. That dude's a riot. Have you seen him? Have you seen Stop or My Mom Will Shoot? Well, we know the answer is Rob Schneider. That's funny. Oh my gosh. It's too funny. What was Stanley's cameo in the original X-Men film? Was it a guard at Magneto's prison? I don't remember. Now I gotta know. I gotta know. Yeah, I know the answers to some of these. Just looking kind of cursorily, from a cursory perspective. Yeah. What are these? They're like the top toys or whatever. Our favorite stuff. Batman. I remember people had this. I had this, and it had a little piece you could take out the side. You could take out the side, and you can see it's like it's ribs. I always wanted this, I never got it. I remember this too. And then once you start getting in the mid 2000s, you get in the early 2000s, I'm kind of out of it at that point. Wizard World Chicago. Alex Ross. Titans. We look back at the Titans in memoriam. Jerry Siegel, Joe Shuster. Action Comics. First Superman. John Buscema. He passed away in 2002. Jack Kirby died in 1994. He was 76. Bob Kane, 98. He was 83. Died in 1998. Alex Toth. Super Friend and Space Ghost. He was 77. He passed away in 2006. Will Eisner. I have the issue that's a tribute to Will Eisner, actually. I have that somewhere. I'll have to pull it. Yeah, I have that issue of Wizard Magazine. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is a big issue. This 200, issue 200. Fix this now. Fix it now. Rob Liefeld's most anatomically challenged here. He'll never be able to live that down. And we all know it was taken from reference. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger making a pose. And we know it came from reference. So, yeah. And what's this category? This is what? Collecting. Platinum Edition. Oh, I don't have the Platinum Edition. Stargate Atlantis. Figures. Series 2 action figures. Sculpted. Gene St. John Studios. Or John St. John Studios. R.I.P. Batman. Well, that's it. That's episode number 1 of Wizard Magazine. We looked at issue 200, the gold edition. I don't have the platinum. Maybe I could track that down. It's the part 2. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you right here next time at Acadian Comics. Bye for now.